Welcome to Research Skills for Engineering Students Module 2, Part 2, Types of Engineering Information. In this section, you'll continue to learn how to evaluate and identify different types of sources. Within engineering, primary sources report the findings of original research. They often describe a new theory or the results of experimental work. Examples of primary sources include, but are not limited to, journal articles, conference papers, technical reports, government publications, patents, and theses and dissertations. Primary sources are often expected to form the bulk of the sources you incorporate into your report. Within engineering, secondary sources review the existing literature and often summarize, interpret, or evaluate the results found in primary sources. A familiar example of a secondary source is Wikipedia. Examples of secondary sources include, but are not limited to, books, review articles and journals, standards, news reports, handbooks, and manuals. Secondary sources are not as current as primary sources, but are often useful for finding introductory material. The ability to identify different types of sources will allow you to place resources you find in context. The products of new ideas and research are published in primary sources, which are then summarized or evaluated in secondary sources. Because of this, research is often discussed in terms of a cycle. Reading about a subject might spark a new idea, thus beginning the research process all over again. Here you can see an engineering research cycle, including where primary and secondary sources fall in the process. For more information, see Scholarly versus Popular Sources from UBC Library. Not all scholarly sources go through a process called peer review. Peer review is when an article is reviewed by other experts in the field before publication. This helps ensure that a published work is high quality, accurate, informative, and with reduced bias. Sometimes these are also called refereed publications. But how can you tell if a publication is peer-reviewed? There are a few ways to check. Use peer review filters. Many library databases and catalogs offer the ability to click a filter on the results page, which will limit to items that have been peer-reviewed or refereed. Use this feature carefully because not every article that appears may be peer-reviewed. Use the publisher's website. Look for information about the review process here. Ask a librarian. We can help you determine if a source is a peer-reviewed one. That concludes Module 2, Types of Engineering Information. In the next video, you'll learn some tips and tricks for effectively searching Google and Google Scholar.